All right, hello, welcome back, everybody. PayPal and Patreon are down there if you want to support me, and we do so if you actually can. So, no, I'm not really joking with the title Shareholder Payouts, or companies pursuing shareholder payouts or trying to pay out massive shareholder dividends is actually now starting to endanger civilization. As now we are seeing a wave of oil and gas exploration and development and mining industry companies dedicate their financial resources towards this, as opposed to towards further exploration and development, new mining operations, and future supply guarantees. Instead, in both the oil and gas and mining industry, companies left and right have been announced that for the time being, they're going to be focusing on lateral or sideways means of building their portfolios and boosting up their values so that they can, pump share prices and pay their shareholders higher dividend payouts, as opposed to, further oil and gas exploration or different ore and mineral exploration and future mine development, because that stuff has a bit of a time delay from when you start it to when you find the stuff to when you then develop and start producing from these future mines and oil fields, anywhere from 5 to 20 years, depending on whether you're talking about oil and gas or whether you're talking about mining and what type of environment you're doing it in. And, anything beyond the 1 or 2 year time frame is really unappealing because people want their reward now. They want their payout now. And in the case of it being, the energy companies and the mining industry deciding to do this, that is not good. As any particular mining company or oil and gas company acquiring some other smaller company's assets, yes, that boosts up their portfolio, that boosts up their value. That doesn't actually add any additional supply to the global supply chain. That doesn't actually stop or slow down ongoing terminal declines in the global supply of various things. So, kind of putting us in a really bad situation on top of us already being in a really bad situation. Global silver supply, global silver mine output already peaked back in the mid 2010s and has been on a downward slope since then. Silver being incredibly critical to the existence of electronics and various devices, along with solar panels, which is, society's big dead end pursuit at the moment, but that's a topic for a different video. Global zinc output from zinc mines across the world has been on a plateau for the last decade or dozen years or so, and actually has been gradually declining. Global lead production has already peaked and has been on the downturn. Global gold production has flatlined since 2018 or so. Even global copper production is starting to taper off and is about to be taking a unnecessary downturn already. It was already starting to do so because of various protests in different countries, causing governments such as Panama and Peru and Chile to shut down mining projects everywhere, various civil wars going on, various invasions and other wars going on. Not the best kind of stuff. We're already going to be having rare earth metal supply issues once China starts their whole Taiwan endeavor. We're already seeing a disruption in platinum group metal supplies on part of lesser output from the globally dominant supplier South Africa because of their insane government negligence and corruption, effectively forcing the country's various forms of infrastructure from their power grid to their rail network to crumble into dust. And even back over dealing with oil and gas, there is a fair bit of new supply coming online in the short term over the next few years. However, it's going to start getting weighed down by a number of things, like the approaching peak in U.S. shale production, the drop off after which is going to be pretty steep because the climb up was pretty steep, growing disruptions and declines in supply from Middle Eastern suppliers like Iran, as they used to get a lot of their stuff from Russia, and Russia used to get most of their stuff from the outside world. However, now that Russia's recent decisions have caused it to be isolated, and they're obviously choosing to keep what they can get their hands on for themselves. So Russia's oil and gas output is also on the decline. They're trying to conceal it by claiming that it's deliberate production cuts, so their output levels are on the drop behind the curtain. And we kind of need this stuff. We need the oil and gas for the operation of the machinery, whether as fuel itself, or whether to provide electricity, or whether as raw material to make things such as plastics and the like. We kind of need all those different metals and minerals to be able to construct various things, to be able to provide protective coatings on infrastructure, to, continue providing electricity and power supply. Some of these metals are even necessary as catalysts in the chemical manufacturing process of making various, medicine and medications. So it would kind of be nice to maintain a guaranteed adequate supply of this stuff. However, long term thinking has been thrown out the window, and the companies, both energy, oil and gas, and mining companies, have decided that pumping up the numbers for their shareholder payouts is the bigger priority that they should focus on. So, for many of these larger companies in the industry, fulfilling the purpose of their existence, the sole reason they were actually even created, is no longer appealing. So that's how that is going. That's the end of this one for this video. Thank you everybody for sticking around and listening. Like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you haven't already. PayPal and Patreon are down there if you want to support me. Only do so if you actually can. There's a link to a Google Drive folder in the description with all kinds of different docs that are full of graphs, charts, topical essay write-ups, all kinds of stuff. All that stuff's free to access. You can use it in your own content if you want to. A link to my catch channel will be in the top pinned comment. May God bless and protect all of you, and I will see you all around next time.